Hey guys, welcome back. Today we'll be heading down to Steve Allan's mechanical to get the Patrol's transmission serviced. I'm going to go over a few dot points in this video today. I'll give you some costs for trans servicing with the Patrol, whether or not anything needs to be modified if you want to tow with the Patrol transmission. There are other cars need upgrading and trans coolers and all that sort of thing, so I'll let you know what I've found out about that, and I'll let you know about my experience with having it serviced. I'll also let you know how the car behaved after having the trans service. I'm going to ask them today if they can keep a little sample of the transmission oil for me. I'm pretty curious to see what kind of condition the trans fluid is in for what I've been doing with the car. We normally tow about 3.2 ton when we're fully packed, and we definitely do the speed limit 110, you know, where applicable, so we're not really cruising along at 90 k's an hour anytime, so we're always doing the speed limit. This car feels great at the speed limit with that weight on the back. Our caravan is set up really well. Our weight positioning in the caravan, I'm really happy with. It feels really stable when we're driving. We also have the Dexter stability control in the caravan, which makes a massive difference. So overtaking trucks with overtaking lanes and everything like that, it feels really, really stable. Obviously, you'll know that on the front of the truck, the wind's pushing out sideways. So usually when you're cruising past, you'll feel the wind off the front of the truck push the caravan out a little bit sometimes. If we've ever had any kind of wobble start or sway, the Dexter will always get rid of it instantly. So it just feels really, really good on the road. We've never had a doubt about how stable it is, so that's good. We've got the trans service all done now. Really happy with how it's come. We're about to take it for our first drive after the service. Obviously, before sending it into Steve Allan's, we had a lot of hunting. You could sort of tell that the trans fluid was not doing what it was supposed to be doing. The gearbox is a little bit lost, hunting for the gear, a bit of flaring as well. So everything we've sort of researched said that it's going to benefit a lot from having some new fluid in there. Finding someone to do it that you trust, being that the trans is actually a fully sealed unit from Nissan, and they say that it's not serviceable, which is absolutely ridiculous. So Steve Allan's down in Virginia and South Australia was my best option for taking the car to. People take their Patrols to him from all over Australia, so the fact that I was relatively close to him, being an hour and a half away, it was definitely worth the trip, and they're great to deal with. They're really nice people, which was good. David Dash was down here sorting out his Dash off-road products. He's about to move into a new shed, and we had a nice chat. We actually lined all the cars up. I will show you some footage of us lining all the cars up that we had here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Patrols here, 7 Patrols here at the moment, which was really cool. It's definitely made me think that I'm going to need a 2-inch lift now, which is not ideal, but we'll see how we go with that. Nissan tell you, unfortunately, that it's a sealed for life unit, non-serviceable. It definitely needs to be done. The oil that's in there, I've been informed by David Dash that it's just not good. It's not the oil that's going to do the best job in the trans from factory. So we chucked some better oil in there. My car's done 48,000 Ks. Most of that's been while I was towing as well. So it's had a bit of a hard life, probably harder than some. I definitely don't drive it nicely. So yeah, the caravan obviously puts a fair bit of load on it, and it's a really good idea to give it a flush and some new fluid and a new filter and a new gasket. Steve Allan's was on the other side of Adelaide to me. It's about an hour and a half drive, but worth every moment. It's really hard to find people that A, know anything about Patrols, and B, do a good job of what they're doing as well. It seems to be everywhere you go now, you sort of come into problems or people that don't want to do their job properly. So I've heard nothing but good things about Steve Allan's. So they do have it in the service schedule to check the fluid level, but there's nothing in this service schedule about actually changing the fluid at any particular kilometer service. I did find in my research a very small amount of transmissions that have had troubles in the Patrols. It's quite common for them to have a little flare changing into third, or changing out of third, I think it was, sorry, going through the revs. As it unloads from the transmission, it'll just have a little bit of a free rev to a point. Nissan has, from what I can see, followed up and changed torque converters and done little bits and pieces, but there was only a really small little group that I could find that had that issue. I did start having small flares every now and then, mainly when it was cold, and the trans just wasn't sort of doing what it originally did when I first got the car. With lots of hard towing and full driving and everything, you know, I don't really blame it after 50,000 Ks. The transmission fluid came out fairly dark, so I'll show you the fluid here, and you can see that it's definitely not clean and clear. It has got a darker, sort of dirty looking texture to it. Whether that was sort of at the end of its life or not, that's up to you to decide it, I guess. But I do feel like it definitely needed to be changed, and after driving the car around, I can feel the difference in how the trans acts and behaves and grabs gears and finds gears, so I'm really happy with that. Price wise for the trans service, did do a little bit of research. Steve Allan's was right on the mark, even a little bit cheaper than some other places that probably didn't know what they were doing. So you're probably going to be paying for them to learn, but Steve Allan's was really good. They were really nice to deal with. They got back to me straight away. I'll put a link below to Steve Allan's details on our Facebook page if you want to have a look. But price wise, we were looking at between $300 and $400. It was on the lower end of that for me personally. Obviously, everyone's going to be different if you need different things, or if it takes a different amount of time. So yeah, you give them a contact and see what they say for you. The transmission is something you want to look after. It does a lot of work. From what I could find online, the transmission's, you know, up around 15 grand to have changed with Nissan. So if you don't look after it at the start, you know, you're raising your chances of having issues down the track, depending on how long you're going to keep the car for. But 15 grand is starting to get pretty expensive for the transmission. The transmission is a 7-speed made by Jatco. It's actually really similar transmission that's in the Navara, the new Navaras, and also the 350Z. The transmission holds about 10 litres of fluid. When you do flush the fluid, it does leave a little bit of fluid in the torque converter, obviously, as well. You can only drain what's out in the pan. So putting new fluid in there, it does make a good difference, but a few flushes will make all the world of difference down the track, just so you can flush out what's left in the torque converter. The Y62 Patrol's really good in that it really doesn't need any modifications at all to the transmission if you want to tow some heavy loads. Even going up to 35s, it still handles everything really well, the Auto Trans. A lot of cars, for instance the 200 series Land Cruiser, just as an example, they're not really out the box ready to tow big loads. By big loads, I'm talking 3 ton, 3.5 ton. Anything under that, you might sort of be able to get away with without too many dramas. But the 200 series does have a big problem with the torque converter locking up in the taller gears. The Patrol will lock up in every gear whenever you want it to. Sometimes even when you don't want it to, it will hold that gear real low in the RPM and lock it in with that torque and that power that the motor's got. Towing with the Patrol's an absolute dream. The only thing I could probably fault with the Patrol transmission is that once you do go up to 35s, it does get a little bit lost sometimes. Coming around a corner, it'll want to shift into third. Even if you're sort of going, you know, at a second gear normal pace, it'll want to shift up into third. So the transmission actually has a whole bunch of sensors. It's really clever and smart, and has inputs from ABS sensors, speed sensors, everything basically. So what it'll do with the shifting up into third gear around corners is it's trying not to let the trans kick back while you're turning, basically just to keep you safe. So that's really good. The thing with going up to 35s is you're changing your road speed. So it's just getting confused compared to what you're actually doing speed wise. And then it's trying to shift up into that third gear around the corner, and therefore keeping it real low in the revs. Using sport shift in the Patrol, especially with the exhaust, is actually really good. I never really understood exactly how much work the trans does before having the exhaust. You can hear every single thing the transmission's doing with the exhaust. So when you're shifting down, for instance, coming up to a corner or coming to a stop, you can actually use the manual transmission in sports mode to downshift, and it'll rev match. So it'll give it a little blip of the throttle, and it'll match the revs and come down in gear. So it actually sounds really cool and quite sporty for such a big, large, powerful car. Another little interesting fact that I learnt from David Dash's latest vlog is that they actually have a torque limit or a torque limiter in reverse. I wasn't actually aware of that. That was quite interesting to know. He actually said in his vlog that there was a sand dune where he came down and then back up and didn't quite make it up, so had to reverse back down and then back up the original one he came from, and obviously got stuck because there's only 50% torque in that reverse gear. So that was interesting. I'm not surprised at all, to be honest, because all the other torque limiting factors of the trans, there's another one that will obviously stop you from trying to do a burnout as well. If you've got the fuse out or a switch in from KO gear, it'll stop you from being able to double foot and do a burnout on the off chance that you ever needed to do that. The other thing is shifting into the next gear, it will actually limit the torque a little bit as well as you shift into the next gear up. So if you're going first to second, as soon as it clicks into second, it'll back off the throttle a little bit and limit the torque, and then get back into the power as well. So that was interesting. Just in case you're not familiar as well, I'll just go through the positions of the Auto Trans in a Patrol. So you got your normal park, reverse, neutral, drive. And going down into sports mode is just across, and it's a touch up and touch down. So it's pretty straightforward, really. The only thing that really bugs me, if I was going to talk about it, would be that the sport shift gear selecting positions are opposite to probably most cars that I've ever had before or ever seen. Usually when you're sort of wanting to go fast or shift up a gear, you'll shift back, in race mode, but this one is the opposite. So it has caught me out a few times, and you sort of give it a big rev when you're trying to change up a gear, but you end up changing down. Took a little while to get used to it, but it's all good now, obviously. So that's that one. Transfer case, all that kind of stuff's all pretty straightforward in these. And we just go into neutral, and then we can shift that across to full drive or for low. Very straightforward. I can hear that clunking away underneath, and it's a nice positive engagement. And then you've just got your rest of your normal stuff like your diff lock and stuff, but that's not really trans related, so I'll leave out of that. These modes on here, pretty self-explanatory. So a lot of other cars have iDrive, throttle computers or throttle changes. iDrive is just one of those, there's many of them. The Patrol basically has that iDrive built into the car, so you can actually change the graph and the tune of the throttle with these ones here. So Sand's obviously a little bit more pokey. We've got on-road, which is normal. Your rock just dulls down the start of the throttle response, so you have to sort of push your foot down a fair bit to get a positive feeling in the acceleration, and snow as well. So yeah, that's a cool little option. I'll throw some links down below of some useful info that I've found for the Patrol Trans. I found the workshop manual, the Auto Trans fluid checking schedule, Nissan service schedule, some other information that I've gathered about the Trans as well. Don't know who it'll be useful for. Knowledge is power. The more you know. I'm sure it'll come in handy for someone somewhere or someday. So the links will all be down below.